Abusia excavator scandal be koso. Join news if was your ma uncover some idea be a water port. Sec importation of excavators, baby, and then a bus from clan out of the port, not daytime. With various comment section, as an Abushama for Binomotra, and this if what. Or my is fighting Galamsey, but they are not really fighting Galamsey. As Kululu, and then they are using some of these excavators to kind of go into various concession areas to kind of do the Galamsey, and then, in the media space, my baby say, can't say, almost fighting Galamsey, but they are not really doing anything. The thing is, it sounds and feels believable until you kind of look into it, kakra. And then you get to see, okay, that's kind of complete bullshit. And they say, and this is for Baba and I was banning the importation of excavators. The news, is there. But and yet that allegation, and what people are saying, say, and this is for nearly or more, 24-hour economy. And then I'm starting with ports, is part of this is part of the reason why. So support they can get the excavators out of the port and then people won't kind of notice. That is also not it. Now deputy presidential spokesperson Shamima Muslim Abusia what debunked this saying there was a press statement basically. HR said this was going to be the exercise at Ebekoso or that port, then you get to know. Already, nobody can that are so much banning the importation of excavators in so many things.
As far as 25th August, the Ghana Ports and Harbours had given out a public announcement stating that there's this operation happening. As far back as when the President addressed the country during his 120-day promise, he did tell us that we are having an influx of excavators sitting at our ports.
And basically, in Chiremu or near to moving and say, almost say, or more person move at the daytime. Now, Babek was traffic. What temada? It's the daytime. The traffic itself there, it's nuts. So they don't want to kind of add it because they're over long car. And that's what the excavator is. That can go fast. Until a traffic can slow down. That's the reason why a numerous time, traffic in the year like non-existent, or that is the time of movie.
Fact is there smuggling of excavators. People have brought excavators. Some of them have not been able to bring their proof as to what they have brought those excavators for. The regulation is if you cannot prove that you have brought this excavator for any other purpose, then other than Galamsey, because we have banned the importation of excavators because of Galamsey.
And President Mahama with go boss, I mean, say excavator be a back Ghana piano. Your amount will be more import to the Baba be a different job, not Galamsey. And those people, if you can prove that they win at the Baba and not Galamsey, then they kind of umbet me a Jemama, now if it work or clear in the for example, your amount for me import to the Baba coin. Your amount for me import to the Baba 2 as I say, and a bear umbet me sit down or one in a can. A bill declare full assassin so many things. So if those are some of the things in the way imported excavator to come do, I will then definitely you will be able to clear it. But so what they buy purposely for Galamsey or small scale mining unregistered, then that will be a problem. And even if small scale mining they would then put like tracker machines in the excavators, send a baby will be and they can track it. What you say? Or hear this from Joy News or say 647 excavators have been registered and fitted with tracking devices, with an additional 600 equipment at the port awaiting clearance. President Mahama more. So basically, it's not like say, and this is one President Mahama in penning for or more clear the excavators from the port and you send a baby meeting because if you import the buy, I don't know what the Babel say, and that are buying the bidder. And you can't even import excavators right now in Ghana. So that is also another thing. And again, they are tracking every single excavator. But that is not stopping people to believe otherwise. And before we talk about say Ghana Galamsey fighters forces security forces omu timche can say excavators be no dey kwakosi police station dey beche no then you vanish. So maybe that is ade ekoso. I stand on the point say that is not the case here. But, you know, well, I've given you the facts. You can make your own mind.
People have brought excavators. Some of them have not been able to bring their proof as to what they have brought those excavators for. The regulation is, if you cannot prove that you have brought this excavator for any other purpose, then other than galamsey, because we have banned the importation of excavators because of galamsey.
Talking about President Mahama, now no they are no here meet the press. Just a press, bebre o Ghana. Omumra Meshiano, na very questions via omu wano, omu misa, na answer and stuff like that. I was in that and so many things happen. Just say serious conversations, serious questions are manful now one through the journalists they were able to ask some of them, and the president at least answered most of them.
I'm in danger of becoming a supreme leader. Look in my face, do I look like a supreme leader?
Some of them may happen or at least I catch my attention back where you say President Mahama say all the cases, the oral cases now or medical can was them there it's not like some can works are still ongoing. In talks of the Sky Train, the National Service scandal with gift your warning name or more which I may want to me Maslok near a whole lot of other cases, over 20 of them. They are working on it. Charges or might bring up charges and they are waiting for the courts so that things can move.
Investigations are ongoing into the African Cup of Nations case, the March set case, and approximately 20 other cases currently.
One roy and me a video that I'm talking about say, it's just a President Mahama, the Orana is kind of in the center of the whole administration, bringing people out or muddy gunners or much gunner in corrupt tactics. Bringing them to book. Now say if someone by 8 months we've not seen much stuff. Then what are you guys doing? What is the point of the aura? President Mahama a year no say you may also and soon we'll get to see.
Let me be clear, every single case of corruption that needs to be investigated is being looked into. And once evidence is found to ground the prosecution, that will happen and happen swiftly.
So at least that is something. I really do observe if there's a court in the beginning, that's the case is next start here. It shouldn't be now your man and remand. 4 months later, over 4 months, and about 6 months. There be 1 week near do as my dear we and then we get to know. Fast.
The Sky Train case, for instance, the prosecutors have secured a trial date, as all preliminary matters have been concluded and the trial is set to commence. For the National Service Authority case, due to its expansive nature, charges have been drafted and will be filed as soon as the legal year begins.
And if the Entiminian is fast, no, the normal court system now, we should find some of the judges, because judges know those who are Ghana, and set up a different courts just for those type of cases. We need answers and actions as quickly as possible.
Additionally, charges have been drafted and are ready for filing in the case of Republic versus Wontumi and Akuntamaine. The Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, is finalizing its report with respect to Exim Bank transactions. Dockets are in preparation for the buffer stock case and the drip equipment case.
Another shocking thing, President Mahama say, share records muno in the last 4 years, at least in NPP for Mamuno, $42 billion was taken out of the country. Say, for services and stuff like that, put two and two together, things that is what he meant. And there is no correspondence of say, be a what 10,000 Ghana cedis. Now, then he has to put the Ghana. There is no correspondence to that 42 billion in a free country. No. Say, be a deal when you're there and at the end. So, what I say? So, investigations into all of that with your air costo. So, investigations takes time. So, I think, say, be an entire say, be a serious improvement, be an answer, advancement, be a course when it comes to the Wontumi, Maslok, Sky Train, other charges, in cases with your list are come up from a mouthful from the previous administration.
Let me be clear, every single case of corruption that needs to be investigated is being looked into. And once evidence is found to ground the prosecution, that will happen and happen swiftly.
And even before that, minority in parliament plus some of the NPP in Penny were saying, President Mahama, or 2/3 of the majority of our parliament, they will be able to change laws, do anything they want, and then they are going to change the laws in a way, President Mahama will be going for a third term and ultimately will be kind of the supreme leader. And then he had a very good answer for that.
I'm in danger of becoming a supreme leader. Look in my face. Do I look like a supreme leader? And that is to paraphrase Prof. Star. Atta Mills, do I look like a cat hunter? Do I look like a supreme leader? I'm a Democrat true and true. And even when we attained 2/3 of parliament, I said that we're not going to use it to ride roughshod over the minority.
Well, Abuziate President Rossi, he doesn't even look like a supreme leader. So definitely, that is not the case. Or you'll be a very democratic person. On your authoritarian leader, Abuzia, because power no free so that there be no man say yeah, did na kwanso and oye. Is that simple?
And that we're going to give opportunity for democracy to flourish. And so we don't intend to use our 2/3 majority to steamroll our democracy.
Mrs. So many of them. Another one was Tekwa Goldfields. It was only a stadium capacity of 10,000 people. And then that stadium, I realized they said the cost of it, everything included, was $13 million. And then is it the same thing? Government was supposed to do that. It will be more than $100 million. So why is that the case? Why is that the case? So, that shows me that a man for a contract for a stadium. And then right now, we know that Takwa Goldfields for a be for $13 million. If you are coming to do something for government, it shouldn't be more than 20 million. Well, it depends on normal but still, if someone can do it for $13 million, then clearly, if government is paying for it, we can also do something similar for the same exact amount. And finally, one thing they say, I see a man for brain more. Some of them through other social media platforms, like TikTok, like WhatsApp, they say things, it goes as much as a hate speech. And that, a criminal factor to it.
The WhatsApp platforms, or you go to some of the commentaries in the TikToks and others, we have what we call hate speech, incitement to violence. Those are criminal.
Right now, the National Signals Bureau, whoever makes a video or posts a video and then stuff like that, they will track your IP address. Send a baby who baby I will share near Barbe foul. So who can't send who met me can you pay but never through a numa banner. Say a Danny hate speech, which is criminal. I was they are going to deal with you now.
This falls in the ambit of the National Signals Bureau. And so the National Signals Bureau now has the technology to use your IP number and find you wherever you are. So I'm sending a signal to Ghanaians that we can find you those doing those hate speech and things. We'll use your IP number, we'll trace you. And when we trace you, we'll deal with you under the criminal code for inciting violence and disturbance of the peace.
So right now, at least that will keep a man for a phone, no master to dimpen for them. Just me who are cracking to a be Monaguchi post to that video. Now no deep President Mahama time like simple. I'm sure this and I'm saying so why? Back in the day, I didn't just now no assassin Bibia say what country Ghana num how a parent back then Bibia assassin as saying. I understand say a moon cry or school moon now. Is that the case? Then can't you also beat them? Because it doesn't make any sense to see a cry like that. Even 15 years. Insulting the president, doesn't even know what he is talking about. And still. So, some of these things, I think that some at least it will bring back some serious sanity in our space, Because again, space is not that much regulated. And to say TV stations or Ghana, radio stations or Ghana, they are normal, they must be sometimes held accountable for them. We are YouTuber, you can pretty much stay in your one corner, do everything there open without any serious regulation. And not just Ghana, but it's almost there. But almost all the countries the way we are seeing, the regulations, it's not that severe. But if that's a same happening, then they'll take it on. But Ghana, assembly happening now. Oh, and politics. But sometimes it's kind of a little far beyond politics. So if the President Mahama and the National Signals Bureau name penny for I think it's
we must start making regulation for this new media because it's unregulated. And so anybody just takes a phone and says, oh, this plane crash, I wish that so and so had been the one in the helicopter and had died, and dwarfs have eaten him in the forest. I mean, why would you say something like that?
Yeah, I'm all for it. Let me know what you comment section as well. Thanks for watching. Abuja in the middle of Aboswakan, opposite Methodist Basic School, I want to be Vineyard Auto Plus Company Limited. Edumom very simple. Omoton car spare parts. Now so be a brand new car. Ubiti menye bi amano.
Will be a brand new car from US. I mean, be there amano.
Oshe machia. Se see na container ba kwa ba omayi mu no manyina egu fam. No amana buy and soto because of how original it is. Ni ba bi e free ayeba. Uba boso kan man for betime twedi, but not Mr. Chumasi. Our run Vineyard Auto Plus Company Limited. Abuja the company is very simple. Car parts bi a upe bi obenye bi amano. Say engine. Car rubber kra na upe obenye bi amano. Dashboard, interiors, whatever. Car no it doesn't matter. Say Toyota, say Range Rover, say whatever. Abuja upe bi nko ade a obenye bi amano.
Pass biano. I don't want to know where biano. Engines, cars, senior American cars, oil, lubricant, beer, we have beer,
my young advert, Stephen Edikia Baha. Me what Ghana area I'm saying, I me, I'm a bar number, Berhenia cost, and I was young buyer. God Almighty. Everything be a OP beer. I car, ho dear. From Mr. Chumasi, I was a number, see who's screen this one. Obey me up, woman, so I can be simple cry.